Karma is the law that brings back the results of all the thoughts, words, and actions to the person performing them. Just like a boomerang, they sooner or later come back to us with the same or similar effects and results. Now let's see how this karma law actually works. Let's take an extreme case to make it more clear. Imagine we are stealing money from another, like a robber for instance. We have our gun and we tell him, "Give us your wallet," and here is his wallet. We now have his wallet. Now this action, just like any emotionally charged thought, word, or deed, gets immediately stored in firstly, our body, in ourselves, or it may even affect our genes. And I will come back on this one later. Our soul, which is sort of inside our body, it stores it, just like a computer. The Akashic Records. These are the Akashic Records. The word Akashi, or Akashe, comes from Sanskrit. It means sky, space, or ether. It's like a corona around our planet that stores all thoughts, emotions, and actions of mankind. Many psychics, like Edgar Cayce and others, could read these records and help people. And most of all, our action are also stored in the spiritual, semi-spiritual, and material planets, and of similar vibration. These are distant storing planets that work very much like the cloud program of our computer. And finally, of course, our action is also stored in the soul of the person we have harmed. So here it is, in our body, in our soul, in the Akashic Records, the planets, and in the person we have harmed. As I said, it is the law of sowing and reaping. It's like a scale here. Now we have sowing here. And this is the first half of our action. And we have just done this. We have done the sowing, but life, or love, makes sure that we experience the other half of our action. So it becomes a total and complete experience for the benefit and growth of our soul. So here is a reaping of the scale, because only when we experience the whole cycle, we will fully grasp the effects of our actions. Now imagine some time has passed, and here we are again, a little fuller and richer, because we have stolen this guy's money, and here we are. Now the moment the distant depository planets are full, or have reached a certain position, a constellation, the information that we have uploaded will now be downloaded back to us as karma. This usually takes place in the same lifetime, but very often it can take many lives later that we certainly are facing the results of our own actions from many years or lives ago. For instance, it could be that somebody now robs us, or we suddenly lose all our possessions. Sometimes it can be the soul of the very same person we have harmed in the past, but not always. Important is that we are now experiencing the effects, the other half of our action, and in some cases, it can also result in an illness or a blow of fate, and it completes the circle or balances the scales. But there is a way to dissolve these karmic effects. It is the law of grace. Also meaning the path of forgiveness. The law of grace requires us to open our hearts and truly repent, meaning feeling into the person we have here and imagining the hurt and loss the other person has felt as deeply and as strongly as we can. We want to make sure that the strong feelings of remorse are stored in our soul and body, so if ever tempted to do a similar crime in the future, we would remember the pain that we've inflicted and hopefully not commit it again. Forgiveness also means going to the person to ask for forgiveness and offer to make amends. Only when the other person has truly and fully forgiven us and accepted our offer of amends will it be possible that the karma is dissolved. This is the law of grace. This only works if we also change our behavior and no longer commit such crimes. It's the same grace, mercy, compassion, and forgiveness that we must give to anybody who we think has trespassed against us or hurt us. Now, if the other person or soul has not forgiven us, we are bound to that person like a big iron chain. For as long as it takes him to forgive us, it can take hundreds of years, and therefore forgiveness and to forgive is so important. Please refer to the videos on forgiveness. Now, remember from earlier that our actions are also stored in our bodies, in our genes, to be precise. Why? Because our offspring will now carry this information also in their genes. It most likely will not affect them, but it will become important when we are ready to incarnate again and need a physical body that vibrates closest to our soul vibration. As you see, here's the little baby, the physical body of a baby that has the same genes that we ourselves have so long time ago. Amazing how the cycle closes the game. I respect the perfection of the spiritual laws and how they all are here to serve us. By the way, some of this information comes from the teachings of Gabriela Bandiersberg, who's deepened my understanding with incredible insights. And if you want to know more about her work, you can visit this website. Her work has been translated into many languages. It's interesting. None of us has to create or endure negative karma, ever. We are always given the choices between insight or pain. Insight is when we listen to our inner guidance or follow the basic suggestions of the 10 Commandments and the Golden Rule to do to others what you would have them do to you. But if we use our free will in opposition to the 10 Commandments and the Golden Rule, we will learn through the consequences via pain. Mankind are slow and reluctant learners. Many prefer to learn the hard way through pain. We are told not to kill, not to steal, not to harm anybody. We still do it, and we think we can get away with it. We can't. We never could. But that again is not bad in itself. Everything is always for the best. Us enduring the pain we've inflicted on others will help us to understand their predicament better. It makes us more compassionate, more humane. So in the end, in this friendly universe, everything always turns out for the best. For us, this includes the law of karma. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you again soon.